I was elbow-deep in a hay bale, trying to calm down a pregnant heifer that had gone into labor early, when I heard the shrill bark. High-pitched, frantic, way too close. Then came the thunder of hooves, the ground vibrating beneath my boots like an incoming train. I looked up just in time to see a golden blur bolt between the cows, sending the entire herd into a panicked stampede across my back pasture. One of them, Rosie, our smallest and gentle, slipped in the mud and let out a cry that cracked something deep inside me. That dog wasn't playing. And the woman yelling after him from the fence line? She wasn't panicked. She was laughing. That was the day Cassandra Reynolds introduced herself to my ranch. She didn't knock. She didn't wave. She just let her oversized golden retriever off-leash and called it freedom. I don't know what she expected to find out here, out in the middle of nowhere. Wine tastings and goat yoga, maybe. But she sure wasn't ready for what she got. And I definitely wasn't ready for her. Cassandra had just moved into the old Redding place down the dirt road. A few acres away, but close enough that at night I could see her ridiculous solar-powered flamingos blinking like dying UFOs in the dark. Her plates were from California, her bumper sticker read Dog Mom and CEO, and her truck looked like it had just rolled off a showroom floor. Her attitude? Not so polished. I met her officially the next morning. I was out mending the busted section of fence that her dog's little rampage had helped wreck when her pristine white SUV rolled up. The window whirred down, and she gave me the kind of smile you usually see after a Pilates class, not while standing in front of a busted livestock fence. "Morning," she chirped. "You must be the cowboy next door." "Morning," I said, nodding toward the back seat, where her oversized golden retriever now had his tongue flapping out the window like an idiot in love with the breeze. "I guess that makes you the dog owner whose mutt chased my cattle yesterday." She blinked, caught off guard, clearly not used to being confronted. "Oh, Buster? He was just playing. Your cows looked like they needed a little cardio anyway." I bit the inside of my cheek hard enough to taste blood. "One of those cows is pregnant. Another's limping. This isn't a joke, ma'am. That's livestock harassment. It's a crime out here." Her expression twisted into something between amused and offended. "A crime? Come on. It's not like he bit one. You're really this upset over a bunch of what do you call them, moo cows?" I stared at her blankly, turned back to the fence post, and pounded a nail in harder than necessary. "There's a leash law. Even out here. Sheriff doesn't take lightly to dogs harassing stock." She scoffed. "I know my rights. My cousin's a lawyer. Besides, this is America. Dogs are meant to run free." I wanted to tell her that freedom didn't include trampling pregnant heifers and damaging private property, but I knew better. People like Cassandra don't listen. They just wait for their turn to talk. The next few days were oddly quiet. I figured maybe she'd gotten the message. But then, like clockwork, it happened again. I was mucking the pens when I heard the barking. Familiar now. Buster was tearing through the north pasture like a rocket with fur. The cows scattered, dust and chaos filling the air. This time I had my phone on me. Got a good video clip before I whistled and waved my arms, trying to divert him. He didn't listen. Not surprising. Cassandra didn't strike me as the type to train anything besides an Instagram algorithm. She jogged over in yoga pants and a neon hoodie, breathless like she was late to brunch. "He's just so energetic," she said between laughs. "He loves making new friends." "These aren't friends," I snapped. "These are 1,000-pound animals with babies on the way." She rolled her eyes. "You really need to lighten up. I didn't move here to be bossed around by Farmer John." That evening I filed a formal incident report with the county. I installed trail cams. I printed a copy of the livestock protection law and stuck it in her mailbox. Her response? A sticky note on my truck that read, "Don't be so dramatic, cowboy." Smiley face? It was getting personal. Every time I patched a hole, another appeared. Every time I tried to avoid conflict, she created one. And Buster? Not mean, but wild. Untrained. Dangerous in the wrong setting, which this was. Then came the tipping point. It was a quiet Sunday. Cloudy. I was checking on Rosie, who'd been healing well. That's when I noticed the gate swinging wide open. Chain undone. And then I heard him, Buster. He barreled through the open gate, barking like a lunatic, straight toward Rosie. She tried to move but was still weak. He circled her, barking madly. I yelled. I sprinted. I threw a rake. Nothing worked. So I tackled him. Full body, mud-splattered, wide open field tackle. I grabbed his collar and held tight as he squirmed. For a moment I saw panic in his eyes. Not aggression. Just confusion. He wasn't the problem. She was. Cassandra came running, of course late and loud. "You can't touch my dog," she shrieked. "Your dog was about to kill my cow." I roared. "One more time and it's not just a ticketed seizure. You understand?" She opened her mouth. Closed it. Didn't say a word. But I knew this wasn't over. Next morning, I found a note taped to my front gate. Folded, sealed with a red paw print sticker and bubbly handwriting that looked like it came off a teenager's notebook. It read, "Let's try to be neighborly, smiley face. We all moved here for peace, not petty threats. Maybe keep your cows out of my dog's play space. Cassandra." I laughed out loud, then tossed it in the burn barrel with the feed bags. It wasn't ignorance anymore. It was entitlement tied up in a bow of passive-aggressive nonsense. She had the nerve to act like my cows were trespassing. So I reinforced the fence. Barbed wire. Extra posts. I didn't want to escalate things, but I wasn't going to let her turn my ranch into her personal dog park. A few days later, fresh tire tracks across the ditch. Dog prints. Broken latch. Gate swung open again. This time I didn't wait. I filed another formal complaint. Attached trail cam stills. Called Sheriff Hank Tiller on the way home. He answered like he always did, like he'd been expecting the call. "I'll be there in the morning," he said. "Let's make this official." Hank Tiller is a slow-moving, slow-talking man built like a weathered fence post. We'd grown up together, and while he didn't believe in overreacting, he didn't believe in excuses either. Next morning, I was fixing the gate when his cruiser pulled in. He stepped out, adjusted his hat, and surveyed the scene. "You've got a dog problem," he said. I handed him a folder. Photos. Complaints. Vet bills. Cassandra's notes. "She home?" he asked. "Shows up when she smells drama." As if summoned, her SUV rolled down the path in a cloud of dust. She stepped out, all artificial smiles and athleisure. "Oh, Sheriff," she cooed. "Is everything okay?" Hank stared. "Got a few complaints." "Oh, there's been a misunderstanding. Buster has anxiety. He needs space to roam. That's just his nature." "You got him licensed?" She faltered. "Is that dot required?" "It is." "Rabies cert?" "I think so. I mean, probably. Before I moved." "You either have it or you don't," Hank said flatly. "And this ain't about shots. This is livestock harassment. That's a misdemeanor under state law." Her jaw dropped. "Misdemeanor? You're serious?" "Official warning," he said. "Next time it's a citation. 3 citations, you're going to court." She muttered something about her lawyer cousin. Hank nodded. "Good. He can explain the livestock code." That should have been the end. But Cassandra wasn't the type to quit. Next day, I got an email with a PDF titled "Cattle Behavior and Canine Energy." Blog posts. Pseudoscience. Notes like "Buster is a healer, not a threat." I printed it. Pinned it to the barn wall under the heading, "Local Comedy." But it was clear she wasn't stopping. So neither could I. Then, one rainy morning, it happened. Mud everywhere. Fence open. Tire tracks. Fur in the wire. Buster again tearing through the field. Rosie Till recovering was his target. I ran. Tossed the rope. Caught him. And then came her voice shrieking across the field. "You can't rope my dog." He nearly trampled my cow. Again. "You can't prove I opened the gate. Your tire tracks are still wet. Flamingo decals on your SUV make it real easy to match." She started blustering. Suing. Threatening. I said the quiet part out loud. "Your dog's lucky he didn't get shot." Right then, Hank pulled up. Took one look around. Took my phone. Watched the video. Wrote the citation. "Cassandra Reynolds, you're being cited for livestock harassment, trespassing, and failure to control a domestic animal. This is your 3rd offense. Next step's county court." She sputtered. "I'm going to sue you all." "Good luck," Hank said. "You broke the law. Now deal with it." 3 weeks later, we were in court. Cassandra with her casino traffic lawyer from Phoenix flipping through papers he clearly hadn't read. Me with my binder of evidence. The judge, Marlene Withers, was a no-nonsense woman famous for once fining a man for yelling at a pygmy goat. She listened to Cassandra's speech about trauma and persecution, then turned to me. I walked through every incident, showed every photo, every timestamp, every video. Her cousin bungled objections, misquoted livestock codes, called cows rural pets. When it was done, Judge Withers delivered her ruling. Ms. Reynolds, you're in violation of animal control, trespassing, and livestock harassment laws. You will pay all damages, muzzle and leash your dog, and install fencing within 30 days. Your countersuit is dismissed. With prejudice. Cassandra looked like she might faint. 2 weeks later, a for sale sign appeared in her yard. One of those fancy ones with a QR code. She didn't wave when she drove by anymore. Didn't walk Buster near the fence. Then, one morning, the moving truck came. She left the way she came in a cloud of dust and denial. Buster in the passenger seat, tongue-lolling, none the wiser. And me? I stood by the gate, coffee in hand, peace finally returned. The hurt healed. The land healed. And while cows don't hold grudges, I did enjoy the paperwork.